How much is y'all rent? I just watched one of those just being nosy posts where the girl was just asking how much is everybody's rent. I seen somebody say that they have a 3-2 in Ohio for $8.95. I'm about to move today.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about the rent, why it's so high in the States. Hey, what is going on? So please like, share, subscribe, and let's dive into the video and watch.
You ever just wake up and realize that help not coming? Like you gotta save yourself. Like you've been sitting there waiting for help to come. Help ain't never showed up. And truth be told, help is not going to. It's not. Not everybody loves the way that you do. Not everybody cares about the things that you care about the same way as you do. And when you realize that, and you finally process that, you look at life so much more differently. Yeah. For me, I realize help is not coming as I pack my apartment up. As I pack my kids' boxes full of toys and I put it in storage. Because unfortunately, the rent is by far too high for one person as a single parent. When you realize, like, okay, baby daddy does have a job, he is taking care of his other family, but he's not going to pay child support. He's not going to step up. He is not going to help. And you just start complaining and you're screaming and you're just like, please help and please help. And month 7 for me, I realized help is not coming. Help isn't coming. It isn't. Between groceries, having my kid about 90 to 95% of the time, both of my kids 95% of the time, despite the help that I get on the weekends, if that, when they're with the grandparent, the help not coming. And it took me a long time to wake up. And I think it really set in when I started to pack my kids' boxes up. And I'm like, yeah, y'all, I can't afford it no more by myself. Baby, rent is $2,150. Bridge toll, I work in a whole nother city. I have to go across the bridge every day. That's about $8, so that's about $500 because I do have to cross it on the weekend. Then we're not considering gas. We're not considering groceries. We're not considering school supplies, school yearbooks, random things. And then, randomly, I got sick. Got really sick. I got really stressed out as well in the middle of the year. So as a single parent, you know, the baby daddies be like, no, I don't want her to have my money. I don't know what she's going to do with my money. Baby, she paying rent. Your kids got on clothes. Your kids are having experiences. They're clean. They have weight on them. They're eating. What do you think I'm going to do with the money? Like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm done another year with that conversation. I have an 8-year-old and I have a 12-year-old. I've been a mom since I was 19 and I've been waiting for help. I've been trying to do shit the right way and I've been just trying to be really just fair and everything. I don't want to argue with nobody. I just want to co-parent. But some people are not where you're at and they will never be where you are. Some people don't have the same morals as you, so that's why it's okay to take care of certain kids and not the other. That is okay why there's a difference. I will never fully understand the situation or why, you know. I even, you know, send text messages like, hey, can you buy clothes? And no. And what people don't realize is when your baby mama struggle, your kids struggle. See, this is the only time I'm ever going to be put up in a situation. This is it. I've been in a city and trying to be really, really fair and just trying to be real convenient and just be in the middle. But if people never show up and they don't do their part and they don't call, and what's the point, right? I think it's time for me to wake up. And I did. I woke up. I'm in action. The whole fucking month I've been in action. I've been applying to things nonstop. I'm looking for part-time jobs. I'm trying to be a bartender. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be with my kids as much as I want to be because I will be working this extra job. This temporary though. It's all temporary because I need to save some extra money. I'm never going to let this happen again. Help not come in. And if you're in this position, or if you're in a position like some people are like, how did you let that happen? Baby, I make really good money. But when you one person, one income, 3 people, rent high as fuck, reality sank in for me. I'm sad. I cried about it. But I also am happy because now that I'm processing that we're about to be moving somewhere where it's convenient for us, we now can save money. I'm excited because I know that God will make you uncomfortable sometimes. He will shake you just to show you what you're capable of. And see, this isn't a bad year for me. It's not. I just graduated with 2 degrees, 1 with honors. I graduated in 2023 with another degree. And I've just been sitting at my job for 7 years. I've just been sitting, waiting for things to change and living this life. And a lot of people get stuck in this life. We just get real comfortable with the struggle. And I realize it don't have to be that way. So if you're a mama out there waiting for help, you've been waiting for a real long time, please don't wait. Please wake up. Please don't shush your body. Please don't shush your heart. Because when these kids are grown up and they living their life, you got to stick to this life. You have to stay in this body. And when they grown up, you won't have no money to save because you were never able to save. You never had a plan. You were always in survival mode. And I think I'm done. I don't want to be in survival mode no more. So we're going to make our life convenient for us. Yeah.
I mentioned several times now about wanting to build affordable housing with my stock market proceeds. And I figured I'd give a little bit more information on that because it seems like at least a few people are interested. So I live in an area where housing is either unobtainably expensive or condemnable, with very little affordable in between. Right? Problems finding somewhere to rent when I was starting out on my own as a single mom, and it's only gotten more difficult in this area since then. Small college town, so the university really does add to the problem as much as it solves it. We're also somewhat of a tourist destination, so a lot of the smaller housing has been turned into Airbnbs, which I'm not going to begrudge somebody if they've got like a carriage house in their backyard and they want to make a couple $100 extra bucks renting it out. Like that's no skin off my back. It's when the major corporations get involved and they start, gobbling up all of the small houses and then there's nothing left for the rest of us. That's when it becomes a problem, right? Like we've seen that all over the United States, all over the world at this point. But developers only want to build something they can make money on, right? And that's not low income housing. That's not affordable housing at all. So I have 2 lots within city limits. They both had houses on them like in the 80s. So they both have utilities to the land. Both the houses burnt down and were bulldozed. I picked them up because they were tax delinquent. So I got them at a pretty good price. Nobody had paid the taxes on them in multiple decades. And I want to build housing that's economical and efficient, right? Nobody should move into some rat-infested hole and have to pay $300 for utilities on top of that, right? That's not right. And a lot of people get into that situation where the only place they can afford also happens to have the highest utility bills. A young family or an elderly couple, they don't need a hell of a lot of room, right? They just need somewhere safe and clean. And that's hard to get. It really is. Somewhere that's both safe and clean without being pushed to bumfuck nowhere where there's no jobs, right? We have to keep our workers where there's work. To the people saying I'm going to destroy my own home value by building low-income housing in my neighborhood, first of all, I live in a very mixed area. Like, there are $1 million homes a couple blocks from dilapidated duplexes. You know what I mean? Like, there's student housing everywhere. I live in a nice, historical, desirable area, and there are 3 halfway houses within a 1/10 of a mile of here. Like, I'm not some quadrillionaire, right? Like, this is not Millionaire's Row that I live on. I live in a small college town. Just happen to have a nice house because I bought it the right time using money. I just happen to have a pretty nice house because I bought when the market was down, right? I'm not really too concerned about that. It's a moot point. My husband and I are total yimbies anyway. Like, go off, build some shit. Like, I want to see what you come up with.
Rent is going up almost $300 a month, okay? I'm confused. I'm lost, dumbfounded. Everywhere in my city, everybody going up in apartments, okay? These are just 1 bedrooms. I pay $1,100 a month for 1 bedroom right now. If I resign my lease, it'd be $1,300, okay? Not including maintenance fees, not including all the utilities and all that stuff. But it's all said and done, I'll be spending $1,600, $1,700 to live there, okay? When it's all said and done. My thing is, what do these landlords think we're making out here? Okay? Everybody not making all that kind of money like this. I'm a truck driver. As you can see, I'm in the truck right now. Truck drivers don't get raises, okay? We don't get raises. I barely made enough to make 3 times the rent already. But now it's just going up. I don't know what's going to happen. I make $4,000 a month. I don't know. Well, I make that, but after taxes and all that, you know how that goes. It's about 36, something like that. I won't be able to afford that place anymore where I live at right now. So I got to move. I'm probably considering living in my truck, maybe. Might get a hotel rooms on weekends. If I get a hotels on weekends, I spend $580 a month just for Saturdays and Sundays. That saved me a lot of money, about $1,000 a month, just doing that. Cause I'm gone most of the time anyway. But my big concern is I don't know where these landlords, how they think we out here making all this money to raise the rent that high. We got layoffs going on, and the federal workers are getting laid off, and it just, things gotta change, you know. I just I refuse to pay that much for 1 bedroom, so I'm not doing that. I've been looking around my city. A lot of folks moving in the city, so I guess, you know, supply and demand is what raised the prices up. But I've been in my city my whole life, and they trying to push us out. I'd rather be straightforward and say that we're gonna push everyone that's a native of this city, who's born and raised here. We're gonna push y'all out and want everybody to come in here and raise prices. I'd rather be straightforward and just say that, okay, than just raising prices and we just all confused. All right. I mean, it's just crazy to me. But I probably might live in my truck, get hotel rooms on the weekends, save a lot of money that way. Cause this year I'm trying to save $20,000, and a lot of folks can't save $1,000 because they got all the bills, and like I said, rent prices are going up and food prices going up, clothes, everything's going up in America right now. Okay, there's no relief anywhere. It seems like they don't think it'll be a relief anytime soon. So I gotta be prepared, trying to save some money up, cause money is king, and I gotta make it happen. What you gotta think about this? This is getting insane. I mean, something gotta give. It really do.
How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for 1 bedroom? And who in the hell are affording to move into these ridiculously high, overpriced, expensive apartments? The national average salary is like $55,000, something like that. I'm not the best at math, but 56,000 divided by 12 is like $4.6 thousand a month. That's like 75% of your check gone if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment. Not to mention you got food, you got electricity bill, got car payment, car insurance, gas. You like to go shopping, get new clothes. God forbid you need a haircut every 2 weeks, or you got to get your hair done. And God forbid you have fucking kids' mouths to feed. That's even double. The average income earner cannot afford these overpriced ass apartments. So who the fuck are they building these apartment complexes for? And what makes it even more hilarious, every single fucking year, these greedy ass landlords continue to increase the rent. So pretty soon, if you haven't already, we're going to be seeing $4,000, $5,000 a month apartment complex prices. And my question is, why do they keep getting away with this? How, as we as a people have not gone up there with pitchforks, knives, and any type of weapon that we can find to put an end to this madness? We are literally allowing them to run our pockets fucking dry. What happened to America? We used to protest way back then the minute taxes went over 2%. Now we are getting taxed damn near half, if not more than half, our fucking money. Rent is out of control. Housing prices are out of control. Mortgage is out of control. Every single bill known to man is completely out of fucking control. And all we do is we go on TikTok, we bitch, moan, we complain, and then the next day we get up, we go to work, and we pay that overpriced ass rent. Why, as we as a people have not done anything about this? Because we have not revolted. Us not revolting means that these landlords will continue to increase the rent every single year. Us not revolting means that these developers will continue to buy up a whole bunch of land, knock down these trees, and build overpriced ass apartment complex on top of apartment complex on top of apartment complex. Us not revolting will lead to housing prices continuing to skyrocket, mortgage rates continuing to skyrocket, and everything else known to man to live continuing to skyrocket. As much as this problem is corporate greed, another half of this problem is us not fucking revolting and taking a stand against these corrupt, greedy motherfuckers. We, as a people, have allowed them to get away with so much shit, they have become borderline unstoppable. And it's sad to say, but I think there's no coming back.
Thank you for your likes, guys, and let's continue watching the videos. I do appreciate it.
What's going on? Listen, so let me tell you all this. I had a customer earlier today, got her approved, but she just could not, and I understand, just could not to afford the monthly payments. Let me tell you the reason why. Her rent by itself for a 2-bedroom apartment was $1,900. I'm like, wow, that's how much you pay. Yeah. And only bring home a certain amount. So you factor in people out here paying $2,000. I had one customer paying $2,800, $3,000 a month for a mortgage. That is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm blessed and I'm realizing it. I can afford whatever I want, but at the same time, that's too much for rent. The homes is too high. The rent right now, I get it. I understand. And wow. There's some people out here in some tough situations because of just to pay for rent. $2,000-$3,000 for rent and mortgage. That's a lot of income. That's a lot of income going out. That's just by itself, not including car insurance and if you need a car and food. Inflation is just ridiculous. It is. And it's having a trickle-down effect on the car market, your food, everything. Pretty soon, man, I'm telling you, we're going to have to go back to having multiple people in the house just to survive. You need everybody in the family to just pull their fair share of the expenses. And I see why some cultures out here is doing that right now. I understand. Wow.
So I've been apartment hunting, and I think I'm pretty close to locking one down, fingers crossed. But maybe it's because I lived in the Midwest before California. But what happened to the price of rent? What's going on there? Because I remember when like $1,000 or $1,500 would get you a whole house. That's what we were trying to do. And even that used to be kind of tough at times. But now it doesn't even get you all the appliances. And they really try to dress this up. They're like, oh, it's the price with the washer dryer. And it also comes with a microwave. A microwave. Your selling point is the microwave. And then they'll go like, oh, we don't charge you if you want to have a view or if you want to be on this thing. I'm going, congratulations. That's everybody's standard. But when did it become that you are charging people an arm and a leg, a deposit, an application fee, and all the doodads, and your selling point is like, we give you a microwave. Keep in mind, I'm not even going to get a refrigerator for the price that I'm paying at, but I'm not about to go pay more money for less space, slightly less, and like a more inconvenient area and all that other stuff. But I need to know what's going on because this cannot be real. If you decide that your method of profit is charging people housing, you make that your responsibility. You have to create the space for people to live because that's how you've decided you want to make your money. Telling me like, oh, I'm charging this really low price, but, or this really high price, but don't worry, I gave you a microwave and refrigerator. Yes, because that's the standard of living. You've decided that's how you want to make your money, by charging what people need to live. So you need to accurately price that. I don't know why I'm expected to look at that like you're doing me a favor, because I'm also doing you a favor. This is ridiculous. Who's in charge? We need to talk.
So I just heard a crazy study says that 1 in 5 Americans have lived in a storage unit. 1 in 5 Americans. That's a lot of people. Now, don't get me wrong. Live in a storage unit if you have no other options and you can't live on the street. It's too dangerous, in shelters, whatever. I think it's a smart idea to do. But when families are forced to do that because the pay isn't, unemployment rate is high, the pays aren't equitable, rent is just too damn high, rent is just too damn high. At some point, we got to stop looking and blaming like, oh, look what the government did and look what all these problems are. No fear mongering, no awareness, no conspiracy theories. Like, what the fuck is the plan? Because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable where people who are able-bodied have careers or make money or go to work. If you go to work every fucking day and you have a family and you can't afford to provide them housing, how can we go around talking about we the greatest country in the world? And I know this is like singing the same old song, but it's getting really, really bad when rural areas or small population states are dealing with the same housing inequity and housing disparity as like New York City or LA. Because again, those big cities, they've priced out people, but the small rural areas is supposed to be where you can run to. So I don't know. I'm ready for a plan. What's the plan, man? Who's coming up with the plan? Where are we coming together? Because if we continue with this every man for themselves mentality, we're all going to be fucked. We're all going to be fucked collectively for only caring about ourselves.
So I went to look at a house for rent today, and it was on Marketplace. It was $1,700, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, like a couple blocks from Forsyth Park in Savannah. So like location was good, not great, but it was good. The house was run down as fuck outside, and there's only room for 1 car. We need 2. Anyway, so we look at it and we're like, yeah, okay, I guess we can deal with it. It's just cut up really weird, not a lot of space, but desperate. And then he hits us with the $1,700 deposit and then $3,400 the day you move in. And I was like, that's so much. Like, it's right up on, what is it, $5,300 or 50? I don't know. I don't math very well. It's just so expensive, y'all. It's so expensive. Like, and that's what we're looking at for anything, honestly. The rental price wasn't that bad. And even though it was only like 700 square foot, it's like, okay, whatever, for location, I can bike to work. But I don't have $5,000 to move in somewhere, so I guess I'm staying at my mother's with the paneling walls. Lord help me.
I was in this really horrific car accident, like really, really bad. Thankfully, I was not hurt, but my car was totaled. It was horrible. It was traumatizing, but I will say I did get a little settlement out of that. You know, not a chunk of change that's gonna change your life, like allow you to buy a house or anything like that, but enough that a girl thought she would be good for a while. So anyway, I was super excited to do something with that money, something worthwhile, do some investment, finance bro type shit, just something to really invest in my future. I was quickly fucking slapped in the face with reality when that chunk of change went by real fucking quick. What did I spend it on? Spent it on rent, on bills, on paying back my student loans. So I'm very happy for this girlie who got 100K in her 20s, but she doing something right, because I don't know what the fuck's going on that I can't do that. But you know, more power to
You know,
her.
the more and more time go by, paying $2,000-3,000 a month to live somewhere for 30 days don't sound good to me. $3,000 a month for 30 days, ain't that $100 a day? That's a hotel. Y'all scared me. Good night. Good
Watching
night.
video with me, guys, regarding rent prices in states. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please like, share, subscribe. Do help my channel grow. And I'm done for today, so please be safe, guys, and see you in the next episode. Bye for now.